Hey, Al fans. Well, I have my Halloween costume on. You could see the hoodie not sold in stores, the orange, and the NY, and all the great Islander hockey players. And today I've taken off the sunglasses and put on my reading glasses because this will be more of an analytical report. So I want to look somewhat studious. So off the glasses for 1 week, back to the sunglasses next week. So the theme of this report is going to be twofold, a 1A and a 1B. If you're going to lose in overtime. And 1B, you need to grab points early. Why? See Rule 1. If you're going to lose in overtime. Now, I have said every week I've broken down into components of 3-game sets. On average, we play 3 games. And out of those 3 games, and I'm not getting into the breakdown yet of the games. I'm trying to get into the point factor. There's 6 points up for grabs. And using baseball parlance, if you grab 4 points out of 6, that's 667 baseball. That gets you pretty far up the standings. So I wake up this morning and I'm not feeling good. Not health-wise, but I'm not feeling good about the Isles. They lost 2 in a row. But in the end, they beat Calgary. They lost an awful game against the Canes, and they played very well yesterday without Tavares. But they lost. So you have that awful feeling, but they accomplished 4 points out of 6 because they lost 2 in overtime. If you're going to lose in overtime. Now, why do you need to get off to a fast start? Which ties into if you're going to lose in overtime. Let's take Columbus, for example. Okay, last year they wound up going 15-1 at the end and couldn't catch up because if you're going to lose in overtime. Now let me play this out. The Jackets are off to a bad start, and that's why we need to start gaining points. Look in the standings. The Devils and Flyers are on our ass. We have no breathing room like last year because at this point we started an historic 10-game winning streak, which we're not going to match this year. And we went into Thanksgiving. I went to the game with William against the Caps. We were 16-5. It was the best 21-game start in Islander franchise history. So we got a blackout last year. But let me go back to the analytics again. If you don't get off to a fast start and you're 9th or 10th, let's use an example. Here, let me play this out. Columbus is 9th and somebody's 8th. Let's say it's us. It could be anyone. And they're like 11 points behind. And they go and win 6 in a row, which is tremendous. Not many teams do that. They pick up 12 points, right? And another team goes 2-2-2. They lost 4 out of 6 games. Anyway, you cut the pie. But they grab 6 points. Because if you're going to lose in overtime. The whole message is you can't play catch-up baseball or hockey if you fall that far behind because of the loser point. That's the whole theme of this thing, that the loser point allows teams who are ahead of other teams to make it very difficult to jump in the standings. So that leads us into why it's so important to get that early start. So important. We play Buffalo tonight without Tavares. And I don't want to hear, we got 1 point in overtime. Yeah, it fits into my theme, but the shit teams you're supposed to beat, okay? Because you think we're going to beat Price on Thursday without Tavares, maybe? You think we could beat Price on Thursday with Tavares? So let me tell you how important it is for the next 2 games. We play Buffalo and the Devils, and we have 4 points sitting out there. You have to try to get in the top 8 positions by Thanksgiving, which is right around the corner. Because of what my theme is, the NHL has said when you wake up on Thanksgiving, 80% of the teams that are in the top 8, 80%, will make the dance in April, and 20% will rise up the ladder. Why? Because if you're going to lose in overtime. It is very difficult to catch teams if you fall behind because of the 3-point game. I just illustrated that example with Columbus. By the way, and that's why Columbus broke my heart last year with nothing to play for. And I went to say goodbye to the Coliseum with my entire family. They came back and beat us in overtime, took home ice away from us, probably cost us the Cap Series. But where was Columbus? They didn't make it because they couldn't catch teams. They ceded them so much ground that 16-0 couldn't get them in the playoffs. So you have to try to grab the points early because you're not going to catch teams because of the 3-point play. Not the 3-point play, the 3-point game. So the Isles have to get their game up. Tavares or not, they got to grab 2 against Buffalo. As it is, I wasn't happy with the Kane loss. And by the way, the Devil loss wasn't atrocious because we played without a top 3 player in the world. Down 2-0. They didn't come to play. They scored 2 goals and dominated for 30 minutes where the Devils got no shots on goal for 20 minutes. No shots. 1 minute of the second and 19-10 of the third. And we lost. Bad luck. We lost in skills. The Kane loss was horrendous. Horrendous. We're playing home, rested. And the Canes were at the back end of a 7-game road trip. And we let the Canes steal a point. Okay? So we got to get our game better. And I'll end on this. Tavares better not be hurt. Or any visions of sugar plums we have. Right now they're saying, I read today, it's appearing like it is some type of illness. And, we don't want it to be a bad illness. But I was worried about something that could be worse. And if it is, we don't have enough depth and talent to go 2 months, 3 months without a superstar. Because we don't have the Kane-Taves combo, the Ovechkin-Backstrom combo. We don't have that backup like Ewing never had. He never won a championship because he didn't have his second co-star. We're a bunch of muckers with Tavares. There's no second star on the Isles. So that's how important he is to our fortune. So let's hope JT's okay. And let's start tonight racking up the 2, okay? And let's not fall behind. So when I wake up Thanksgiving and I see that we're in 11th, no freaking way. Then I got to worry about us trying to win 9 in a row. Let's keep on piling up the points now. Because remember my theme. If you're going to lose, lose in overtime. So to next Sunday, let's see how these 3 games play out. Sabres tonight with Jack Eichel. Be interesting to see how Mr. Eichel does. Tuesday against the Devils, we owe them back. And then Thursday against the Canadians. That's not going to be pretty. They spanked us last year like 3-4 times when we had a great year. So till next Sunday, let's go Isles, and we'll see how things go.